Hi, my name is Barry. I was an electrician for 40 years. I'm retired, and now I have taken up the hobby of quilting as a hobby in retirement. I think it's very rewarding, and if you don't quilt now, I think you should give it a try. Today I'm going to try to make a table runner, and what's sort of funny about that is I don't even own a table, but I think I may give this away as a gift if it turns out good. It is the first one I've ever made, but I looked at it and I just started looking to see what it took, and it looked like if you can make half square triangles, you should be able to do this pattern. So, watch other video. If you've never made a half square triangle, even idiots can do them. So it's pretty, you can learn pretty fast on it. So this is all half square triangles, about 10 rows, I think, 10 rows each. I started doing some research, and I've asked other quilters what is the standard size for a table runner, and there is none as far as I know. Everybody tells me go measure your table. Well, I don't have a table. So this one I calculated to be, the one I'm going to make is roughly around 36 inches to 40, somewhere around there. We'll just go as we go, and we'll see what we end up with. But it's going to be about 40 inches. And the thing I like about 4.5-inch square triangles, unfinished, is 3 of them together, which is the pattern that we're going to make here today, is 1 foot. And I just love when everything comes out to be equal amounts. So this is going to be 1 foot times about 3, maybe a little bit more. And so first, I want to look at the fabric. You've seen this fabric in that little wall hanging that I did, and the only difference is I bought this darker blue along with the white blue. Now this pattern that I'm going to make is sort of an optical illusion, and to do that, and if it works out the way it's supposed to, I need a bright fabric like this white. This is a gray, and then a dark fabric. You can use red, whatever, but I think to make this work, you're going to need a dark, medium, light colors. So that's the 3 colors that I chose. They're all sort of a nautical theme. I love to travel. That's my thing that I'm saying that represents. Here's another thing. I've cut all these pieces into 5. They will tell you if you're going to make 4.5-inch half square triangles, cut them at 5 inches. Well, if you see here, I've cut these about 5 1/4. And the reason I'm doing that is because it just gives me a little bit more room to cut with, and my half square triangles are more precise. I'm going to have just a fraction, a little bit more waste, but I've noticed that my half square triangles turn out a lot nicer. But what you want to do is you want to take both sides, both of your light and your dark, and then you're going to do, you need to come up with 20 of the light and the dark, and you need 10 of the gray and the dark. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take the 2, put them right sides together, and once you get the right sides together, I've sort of prepped some of these just for time because I value your time. Once you get the right sides facing each other, take your ruler and cut a line diagonally across from your to make your half square triangle. What you're going to do is you're going to use this line, and you're going to sew right against this line with a 1/4-inch foot that way, and then turn it around and come back right along that line. Let it hug the line, so you can get a 1/4-inch foot on that side. And what you're going to come up with, well, where's my finished blocks at? They've disappeared. Oh, here they are. when you get them, you're going to have your line pressed to the dark side on this. And what I like to do is I take my triangles and I put them right that 45-degree line right there, and then I got my mat, and I can just spin this around and trim it up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make all these half square triangles. Like I said, I'm going to try to do 20 of the black and the whites and 10 of the dark. When I say black, I mean dark and the whites, and 10 of the dark and the grays. And once I get all these sewn together and then ironed out, we'll be back and I will we'll start piecing them together. So I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I'm going to show you what I did here. Let's give you a little quick tour here. I did, here was the line that I just put down with both sides are right sides facing. And let me tell you this, I have not learned how to arrange if they're fabric, unless they're like a print, how to get them to lay the correct way. But that's on my list of things to do. But I drew the line. I did a 1/4 inch right on the side, use that as the guide, and put a 1/4 inch on both sides. So I'd sew it down here, I turn it around, and I sew a 1/4 inch down this side. And now I'm going to take right on that line, I'm going to cut. Oh, man, nothing better than a good sharp blade. So I got a little pile going here. So let me tell you story time. Story time is, while I'm cutting these, I've been a single parent for a long time, and when my daughter was 5 years old, well, let me tell you the name of this story. It's called How I Became a Girl Scout. So, true story. So my daughter was 5 years old, and I'm not really for sure what they called it. I think it was bluebells or something, but it was right before brownies. She wanted to join, so I took her to this Girl Scout whatever place, and there was, I don't know, about 10 women with their daughters and me. And the leader, she said, would any of you, oh, you can't leave, by the way. It's only about an hour class, and she says, you can't leave. You got to stay here with your child. She said, would anybody like to volunteer? And I'm like, well, I got a van. You know, she said like carpool, whatever. And I was like, well, I got a van. I could carpool. Well, I got to stay here with my daughter, so why not offer? So I volunteered to carpool. And about, I don't know, maybe a couple days, a week later, I get a call from her, and she says, you know, out of all the people there, all the women and you were the only one that offered to volunteer. Which I thought that was weird, but okay. She says, and I have no assistants to help me, you know, hand out supplies and stuff. You know, and all the women would line the walls and just chit chat. There's nothing wrong with that, but they would talk while the girls were doing their crafts. And she said, would you help me, you know, hand out supplies and stuff? And I'm like, sure, I don't mind that. So I agreed to that. And a couple of weeks later, I get a call from, I think she was like a regional Girl Scout commander. I don't know what they call them. She says, why do you want to be active in the Girl Scouts? I said, I don't. I just volunteered to carpool. But I was told that she has nobody else to help her, so I agreed to help. She says, well, you cannot be an assistant unless you are a Girl Scout. And I'm like, okay. And she says, and you have to be sworn in just like anybody else into the organization. And we need you to show up on such and such date. And it was at a school. I remember it was in a school in a gymnasium. And I show up and I had to fill out some paperwork. I think they were trying to figure out if I was some kind of weirdo. And then they have like a candlelight ceremony. If you've been in Girl Scouts, maybe you know. I don't know if this was just there or if that's what they do everywhere. But yeah, I went through a candlelight ceremony to become a Girl Scout. And I wish that they gave me a pin. Says I was a Girl Scout. I wish I would have kept it. I have no idea where it is. But that is, oh, my light went out. Hope you can still see me. That is how I became a Girl Scout. Ta-da! It's not the best story, but I've always thought that was funny. Of course, you know what? My daughter didn't want to do it after about 4 months anyway, so there went that. Housekeeping business. While I'm cutting this last one, I realize I've been doing this button club thing, and I know that is not everybody's cup of tea. And all I ask is, if you don't like the button club videos, I'm trying to keep them separate from these videos, totally separate. So that if you don't like those videos, you don't have to watch them. Just click on by. Don't even worry about them. But if you like them, great. Because there's a lot of people that do like them, and I'm sure I found out there's a lot of people that don't like them. But I thought about just keeping them on this channel, everything on this channel. But I realize that a lot of people don't care for it. I noticed that when I upload the video, the last 2 videos I uploaded, I got like 3 or 4 people immediately unsubscribe. So I understand, but like I said, I'm going to try to, once I get this room completely done, I'm going to try to do a lot more quilting videos, but it's been a little bit hard. Those button videos are pretty easy. It's just me talking to you and filming. I don't have to do anything. So anyways, I apologize if you don't like those videos. Just like I said, you don't have to watch them. Now, I want to show you that I'm going to press these, but I just want to show you what I do. I put this 45-degree line right in the line here. Once I press this, it'll give me a good clean line. I put this thing right there, right on the line, and then I can just cut it. And I just go all the way around and cut them all. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to press all these, and I usually set the seam. I'm going to set the seam here, and then press open, and then I'll trim all these up. And I think I said this before. We'll be right back. All right, just a FYI, this, like I said, this Panasonic iron does not seem to, I don't know if you can see it, but I got it setting right here. There is no heat that gets to that, and I use my heat pad and stuff on here, and it's been fine, but just an FYI. Well, let me show you how to put these blocks together. They're pretty easy. You can get confused really easy, but if you pay attention here, these two here are going to run at an angle, and you make sure you got your grays. Believe me, I found out the hard way with the seam ripper if you don't do it correctly. But you want your whites on the outsides, your grays are in the middle, and the outsides come into point, just like so. And I know people will tell you to sew these two, and then these two, and then, chain these together, then come over here and chain these. I just haven't caught onto that yet. I like doing a whole row across, and then a whole row across, and then flip them. So what it's going to end up looking like is this, okay? So what we're going to do, I don't know if you can see this very good right now, but once we get that sewed together, we're going to add this row, and I hope you can start to see the effect of it. You got sort of like a column here, and this is going to sort of look like a wrapping around it. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to sew the rest of these together and see how it looks. So give me a few minutes. I'll be here. I said that twice tonight. Give me a few minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, it's getting late. I'm going to probably add one more block just for giggles, but here's what I did so far. I hope you can see that and see how that turned out. It's really fairly easy to make as long as you remember your light colors are on the outside, your dark colors are in the inside, or your medium colors are in the inside, and so it makes it look like it's wrapping around a pole or something. Let me know what you think. The next video, I'm going to sandwich this, quilt it, bind it, and finish it up. So thanks for watching. I hope that you like it. Maybe comment and tell me what you think of it. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever made anything like this. I just really love this design. It's like I said, all these are half square triangles turned at a specific direction, 1/4 inch seams. Just take a look. If you want to make this, just take a look at what I did and sort of figure out, like I said, these point here and these all point there. Like I said, I keep saying like I said, but like I said, it's fairly easy to make, and I really appreciate you watching. Remember, after health, but before wealth, there's always memories. Go out and make some memories, and I will see you later. Bye.